The room is dark. The only light comes from the digital clock on the nightstand, which reads 3:03 a.m. In the corner, an old radio is glowing red. Outside, a thick fog has rolled in, but it's not the kind that you can see through. It's the kind that you feel with your skin. As the camera pans down, we see the radio dial moving by itself. There's a faint red light coming from under the door. The radio is old and vintage style. The speaker is letting out a low hum. And as the static builds, faint shapes begin to form. It's like a whisper, but it's barely visible. It looks like smoke. Sitting around the radio are 4 friends, Liam, Sophia, May, and Arthur. They're all nervously looking at the radio. The only other light source is a dim lamp on the table next to them. Suddenly, Liam's eyes widen in shock. From the radio, a faint voice cuts through the static. It barely speaks above a whisper, but it's clear. It says, "Liam," and then the voice stops. As the minutes ticked by, the shadows stretching across the wall grew longer and longer. At first, it was just a subtle shift, but now they were taking on a life of their own. Coincidentally, the radio speaker began vibrating violently. On the display, distorted symbols flickered into view. Then the mirror on the wall started fogging up, slowly at first, then with alarming speed. Through the haze, a faint message began to form. The room was plunged into darkness as the words, "I see you," glowed faintly in the mirror. Arthur's friends stepped back in terror as he tentatively touched the mirror. Their eyes wide with fear, they watched as his fingers sank slightly into the cold, hard glass. Was it a trick of the light? A hallucination brought on by stress? Or was something more sinister at play? So I was watching a video on my phone, and this is the most disturbing thing I've ever seen. The room that they were in had no windows, just a mirror on the wall. But as the 3 friends started to huddle together, their reflections began to move independently. One of them even turned around to face the camera, and it looked like something out of a nightmare. Then the room's lights started flickering and the radio started flashing red. They tried to make a run for it, but as they turned to leave, they heard a distorted version of their own laughter coming from the speaker. As they huddled together again, the camera focused on the mirror, revealing a shadowy hand reaching outward toward the viewer. The screen went black, and then this faint glowing text appeared that said, "Next, it calls your name." Then the mist started pouring out of the mirror.